Hello everybody, Dr. K here. I don't know if you can see the little bird right next to the cactus. You can probably hear him. It's right there, that little guy. He is so loud. I'll probably scare him away if I go closer. And then on this cactus up here, there's a nest from the backside. So this is so cool. The birds are always amazing. They just build their nests in the cactus. You know, one time it happened, I found a little birdie. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. But today, you guys, it is Tuesday the 20th, and we have the Earth Day in 2 days. And I just think it's so amazing. So as we're gonna share our sunset today, which is setting in a few minutes, I'm gonna find the perfect spot for us. But I want to share a few things with you. One of them is, I am sharing a lot of information with you. Like we talked about the thyroid yesterday, and I think some of you have found it helpful. And then there was a note on there about throat chakra. And I meant to get back to it, and then at the end I forgot to do that. But there is so much. If we think about the physical body, there is so much on the energetic level that we do need to address, because our current medicine is not addressing it. And I'm just gonna go back here so it's not as windy where we were. And the reason for that is, remember you guys, I know some of you are watching this and they're thinking, okay, there's some information that I can go with and some information that I'm not so sure about. Where I'm coming from is, I started with traditional medicine, and in Europe, medical school is 6 years, so it's a full 6 years of studies. Then I came to the United States, and I did another 4 years of studies for naturopathic school. And then after that, it's almost 20 years of practice. So the information that I'm sharing with you is coming from years of studies. It's coming from all these extracurricular seminars, conferences, like you name it, I was there. And for the most part, lately, and more so recently, it's coming from experience, my personal experience, and then my experience with patients. And what I'm seeing is that we're going through these layers. And what that means is that we are going so fast up into the technology, and it's technology on all levels, the 5G, and it's actually 6G is already coming up, you guys. Like it's already in the works, and we haven't even fully implemented 5G. There's all these AI, artificial intelligence, to extend life and all that stuff that's out there already that we don't even know about in a traditional world. And so there's all this forward motion as to longevity, and then we look back, and as a system, medical system is based on certain rules, right? So in order for a whole system to move from one rule to another, it takes years. So, especially in dentistry, but even in medicine, you look back at what we have done, bloodletting and all those things we have done that now are considered like, how could we have done that? And going back, it's like it took years to change that, and even now there is certain information that we have, and it's taken years to even implement it. There's new information in dentistry, there's new information in medicine, and it's going to take us a long time to actually bring it in practice. While all those years, a lot of us are struggling because of that, because we're still using the old system to create health, and that system is failing, and we really see that in big picture right now. So the next level up is going to be a medicine where we start looking at the big picture, you guys. And you know that. And that's why I'm sharing all of this with you. It's not, it's not just like, hey, it's coming from left field. It's coming from everything I'm seeing, everything I have studied, and everything that I am being exposed to experience-wise. And the idea is here that we are shifting, and we do really have to shift from, because what's happening right now. Remember, I talked to you about that young lady that is really feeling that we're gonna do something like right now to really be here for the planet. That we come to a place that will be a point of no return, like all the species and everything. So in medicine, it's almost like we're going too slow. And like if we today were to go and change everything overnight and start like cleaning the toxins and getting all of that, it still would take a long time to get it all high outside watching. I know, isn't it beautiful? Just like, oh, how does it get better than that? Hey, beautiful Robin. But I'm just telling you, like what we talked about today is it's like, oh my goodness. Like for some people, it's really difficult information while we're sharing, yet years from now, it will be so the norm. Like energy medicine, years from now, and I don't know if it's 50 or 100, it will be the medicine. It's like the medicine of the future. Because what we have to do is, like I said, if right now we start cleaning everything overnight, it will take years to get things in a place of, this is where health is, right? So because that will not happen, because it will take years to even get us to a place where we start thinking about clearing toxins and changing the way we eat and live, and instead of going further and faster towards technology, we're going to start going further and deeper inside to our bodies for answers, because that's where the answers are. As the body is getting the billions of bits of information that our brain is getting, that has to filter into just a few that we're actually receiving. The body is getting the load of it, and the body is interpreting it with its own consciousness. And what happens is, the more stuff we put in our bodies, the more vaccines, the more chemicals, the less we're able to translate it, right? So the less we're able to be intuitive and move forward within the consciousness. So the future is out there, and then we're here. So in order, we cannot make the change overnight, but we're going to do it day by day, and the more of us can actually understand the healing comes from the inside of the body, and it's the connection of the mind with the body. Oh, guys, it's just so much. This is just like touching the surface a little bit. And the reason I'm talking about this is I saw an article or a video yesterday, my goodness, that they are finding forever chemicals on top of Mount Everest. So this is massive. This is massive because think about it. Forever chemicals are chemicals. Like I started talking to you guys as you're enjoying the sunset. I'll leave it right here. About the Dark Waters movie about Teflon and what happened with Teflon and how the company tried to cover up all of this, and how to this day we're using it because the powers of the company were able to cover this up. But the idea is that Teflon, the chemical, which is polycarbonated fluoride chemicals, are inside every human being and are inside of 99% of living beings, period, on planet Earth. And what that means, whatever chemical is, that chemical is not going to break down anytime soon in any of those beings. So what is going on right now, they're finding these chemicals on top of Mount Everest. And what those are, they are those carbonated Teflons, and what those are, they're the repellents. They're the Teflon is the repellent. They're the water repellents in our gear and in all the hiker gears. And they're thinking that it's coming from that. It's coming from the repellents on all their gears and tents and outfits and all that. So imagine forever chemical, which is something that will not go away in our lifetime and anytime soon after that, is already in places that are so sacred and pristine. So, even if we started today 100% and change the system, it's like it's already places there. It's gonna literally take years to clean it all up. So we have to eventually do that. However, underneath, there is going to be a different shift. And that's the one I'm talking about. Look at these guys. You hear them probably. So as the sun is setting, the sun is on our side, right? The nature is on our side. No matter how much we end up polluting it, no matter how much, for the most part, unconsciously we do that, nature is always on our side. It doesn't judge us. As I was telling you, the planet Earth, just like the sun, are conscious beings, and they're literally just loving us and rooting us, just like the nature does. The primary frequency in nature is love, and it's unconditional love, even though it doesn't make much sense. But what will start happening, and again, some people will think this is completely out of left field, and that's okay. But remember, it's like through the studies, I have seen it all. I have been in surgeries, I have seen open bodies, I have seen open heart surgeries, I have been on the end of anesthesia, I have done all the, through in the cadaver labs, looking at the insides of the body. And that's when our medicine is going by, you guys. And thank you, sun, for this beautiful, beautiful sunset. It's gorgeous. I'm so glad, Robin, you're outside watching it. But you guys, that's what is happening, is we are actually being asked to so the structure of medicine, the system is needing to expand. And it needs to expand to a level, just like I keep saying the quote from Einstein, we cannot solve the problem from the level of that created the problem. This is the same thing in medicine. It's like we have to expand to a place that will help us get there faster. And it's as simple as, I was a few years back, and I know it didn't take hold, but a young kid, I think he was 20 or something like that, he figured out how to clean the oceans in 3 years. Literally, it was so simple. It was these floats, and they were collecting the trash, and it was breaking the trash as you go. It was remarkable, and literally it was just floating in the ocean. Nobody had to maintain, there's no manpower there. It just took money. It took a lot of money to get that going. The natural world, we are all the elements. I love it. But all it took was finances and somebody believing into it with him, and realizing that it is a priority. It's always about the why before anything else. If we know the why and why it is important, we'll spend the time and resources on doing it. And unfortunately, we're not there yet when it comes to health and cleaning our bodies, cleaning our planet, so then we don't have these chemicals everywhere, including the highest mountain, of the world. So we don't have the why yet. So that's why those of us who are more seeing the bigger picture, it's like we're holding the why for the world. Just like this little kid, I know he didn't give up on that. I haven't heard from him, but it's like he knows that we can clean the oceans in 3 years. So it's the same thing. It's like, I know we can allow our bodies to clean, but it's going to happen differently. It's not going to happen in this linear way, because the time and the way we have it structured doesn't permit. So it's going to be a whole different level, and a part of it will be the consciousness and the energy. So guys, this is completely different talk today. I was just so inspired about Mount, and good, somebody made a little, I have to show you, somebody dropped a little bit of hay here. It looks just like something to sit on. Must have dropped it, so I'm just gonna stand on it. Oh, and give you a super view. Isn't this beautiful? Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, because I know it is coming, and I know it's actually already happening, and we just have to sort of step into it, and it's almost like having to verbalize it for it to be able to take place. But I hope it makes sense what I'm saying for all of you. Consciousness and energy, yeah, that's the future of health, really. Not even medicine, just health and vibrant health. It's like it won't even be an issue soon. But I will take a little bit. I will all be part of it. I thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you tomorrow, and we will see what music will come through the sun. I always ask the sun to help me share whatever is pertinent. So thank you. Big hug. Good night. And I appreciate you all. Bye. Pray for the planet every day. Thank you, Robin. Yes. And every single being on the